Hey friends, welcome to my channel. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. And if you are new, hi, my name is Mindii, and here on my channel I do mostly speed builds, but I also do game reviews, challenges, let's plays, and I know I keep saying it, but hopefully soon tutorials. I actually have a tutorial that is on my mind that I'm really hoping to do. I've actually have a couple tutorials that I've thought about doing, and I've never done one yet, so I'm really excited to get those out to you guys. But coming soon, hopefully, tutorials. So if you enjoy that sort of content, please be sure to check out some of my other videos. If you enjoy them, give them a great big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and as always, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Hi, I hope you guys are all doing well. Today's speed build is a fun one because I built a home for Mrs. Crumplebottom and her cousin Agatha. Now, I have heard that saying Mrs. Crumplebottom is actually getting people demonetized. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I don't know if that's the reason, but hopefully it's not. And hopefully, my video doesn't get, taken down or something. That would be really weird. But from now on, we're just going to call her Mrs. C. And I really wanted to kind of dive into the personality of Mrs. Crumplebottom, and she does have a whole backstory. I'm going to leave a link in the comment section down, or not in the comment section, I'm going to leave a link in the description box down below so you guys can kind of check that out. She does have a bit of a history. She's been in all of the Sims now that she's been added to Sims 4. And in Sims 3, she actually appeared younger, and she was in a mansion, and she had a husband who had passed away. I believe if you look at her history, she's been married twice and she has lost both of her husbands. In Sims 3, she has a unfinished nursery in her home. So it's really kind of interesting. She's got a really interesting backstory. And here in Sims 4, she appears old again, which is how she appeared in Sims 1 and Sims 2. So it's kind of interesting too, because if you think about some of the lore in The Sims 3, was it Bella Goth actually appeared, is it Bella Goth that actually appeared as a child in Sims 3 as well? So it's pretty interesting. It's like Sims 3 took place in a whole different time. So I'm really actually excited because they being EA talked about adding lore back to Sims 4, and so I'm actually really excited for that. So yeah, but anyways, through all of that rambling, this is the house, and I really thought that Mrs. C deserved a proper home. I feel like she has kind of a grandma home, and I feel like she would have something very just proper, probably boring. I think it would maybe have a floral scent to it, when you walked in. I don't know why I think that at all, but yeah, I don't know, she just has a really proper home. And so I actually really enjoyed making this house. This is the first house that I made, well, the second house that I made with this game pack, and I was just loving it. I end up, if you look at this bump out here on the right hand side, now the left hand side, I end up making that a little a greenhouse area just right off the house, because in Cottage living, her and Agatha, Mrs. C and Agatha, actually sell flowers and kind of garden related stuff. So I really wanted to have a place on her home where she could grow those flowers all season long. So I do end up making this a little bit bigger after I struggled with the windows a lot right here. I just really struggled. I couldn't find anything that looked really good, but I do love the new windows that we got. I think I'm going to be using them for a lot of houses. I actually was playing a personal file, and I ended up using some of the windows for a more modern farmhouse, and I just felt like it looked really good. So yeah, here I am just kind of playing around with windows. I probably should have cut this part out. You guys don't want to see it, but yeah, so it took me forever, and then finally I was like, you know what, I'm just going to make this a greenhouse, and that's what it turned out to be. And I made it bigger, and I feel like in the end result looks really well. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, but I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks good, even though it's kind of attached to the house. I think maybe it used to be a porch or a deck or something, and they screened it in and turned it into a greenhouse. So yeah, that was kind of my idea. But This house kind of gives me like grandma vibes, especially I can't wait to show you my favorite room in this house is the dining room. And it is because there are so many designs in the dining room that just clash. It looks ridiculous. I can't wait to show you guys. I'm so excited. I really should have cut this out. There's like, look at me messing with these windows. Like, I was what was I even doing? I don't even know. Like, Mindii, get it together. I don't know. I don't know at what point I was like, you know what, let's just put big windows in here. I don't know what I was doing. I was a mess. I think the problem is when you get like a new pack, I feel like I get very overwhelmed with everything. And especially if you have a lot of other like expansion packs or a lot of other packs, it just seems very overwhelming. But here I decided I was just going to leave it be, and I probably should have decided that a long time ago. But I do end up moving her house forward a little bit, so she has a little bit more of a backyard. And the landscape on here, oh my goodness, I loved doing the landscape on here. And if you guys have been on my channel for a while or been around for a little bit, you know that landscaping is something that I don't hate it, but it was something that I always felt like I wasn't really good at it. But I'm getting better and I'm really working on it, and I had so much fun. Let me tell you guys, the debug menu on here, like the plants are amazing. I love the texture of them. They just look so good. I feel like I don't even use regular plants now. I always go to the debug menu. I have the tool mod installed, and I don't have Better Build By installed. I'm a little bit nervous to kind of install that. I don't know why. I don't know much about it, but yeah, I'm a little bit nervous to install Better Build By, but I guess it like organizes all of that stuff, so I haven't looked too much into it, so I'm considering it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you guys have Better Build By installed? Because I'm pretty curious if you do. I know Simii, actually just today I watched one of her videos that she put out, and she was looking for a statue that she couldn't find, so I guess I'm just a little bit worried that like after you play the game for a while, you kind of get used to where everything's at, even in the debug menu. And so when things change, it's just really overwhelming for me, I guess. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I also want to apologize. You guys might see here, I really struggled, again, if you've been here for like my last video, you know that I was having some technical issues, or I have been having some technical issues, and I actually switched to a different recorder and a different editor, and I had some frame rate issues, and I don't know exactly what was going on. I'm not very good with like technical issues, so I spent a lot of time like researching and just watching videos on YouTube of how to fix this, and it took a while, but I think I got it fixed. But there are still a couple like scenes in this where you'll see like the frame rate is really off, so I apologize about that. But again, I've told you guys several times, just hang in there with me, just like, you know, chill out. I'll get it taken care of. It's fine. This is the first time that I've really gone through the bug menu, so you're gonna see me pull out a ton of stuff because I was like, oh, what's this? What's this? And I really love those pink flowers. Oh my goodness, they're so gorgeous. And I wanted to put this little garden area here because I feel like it's beautiful, and I wanted Mrs. C and Agatha to have just beautiful landscaping and beautiful gardening and flowers, and I feel like that's like, it's definitely like, that's their personality, you know. I didn't want it to be overgrown though, because again, I feel like Mrs. C is very proper, and I feel like things are in their spot and neat and tidy. And so even though she has these beautiful flowers, they are definitely they're definitely not overgrown or untidy. They're unkempt, so they're put together and they're beautiful. And yeah, I just had so much fun like going through the debug menu here, and I just think this is such a beautiful little area. I love this yard. It's probably up there with some of my favorites that I have done, and it's just so simple and it's small, but yeah, I had a lot of fun doing it. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy it too. But yeah, so I put a little bit of like the flowers around here. I put landscaping around here, like some trees. And yeah, I put some mushrooms in here as well. And then to her back patio, I kind of struggled with that area, and I believe I skip over it and then come back to it. I really wanted this well in here, but I don't think that I keep it. Oh, and then I pulled these out, and I decided that I was going to like put them together. Like I made this like little arch thing, and I was like, ooh, what if I put them together? I think it looks really cute. I don't know what you guys think. Like, tell me if you think like it looks bad, but I think it looks really cute. I just think it's this like cute little entrance, and I just imagine like walking along that path and like through those little archways to the backyard, to the back porch, and yeah, I don't know. Also, these lights I mentioned in my last video, my house tour. Oh my goodness, they're so good, and I stuck them on all of the shutters of the windows, and they're just so cute, and I feel like they look so good and they light up the house. They're definitely some of my new favorite lights in the game for sure. So yeah, the back patio area I really struggled with. I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do, and eventually I do make it like I put a little pathway that leads to the greenhouse. So you guys are going to see that, but I think you're also going to see where I struggle a little bit, and here's where I'm having some of the frame rate issues. So again, I apologize, guys. Please just bear with me. I feel so like embarrassed that I don't know how to like fix those issues. So if you guys know anything about it, definitely let me know, because yeah, it's frustrating. People don't want to watch it. People don't want to see it. They don't want to see you like struggle like that. And so yeah, it's really frustrating. So hopefully it fixes itself here soon. But yeah, I end up just kind of creating a little back pathway, and yeah, I'm not sure exactly what this what exactly this is, but again, with the frame rate issues, hopefully it'll just, you know, work itself out. But if you guys know anything about that, please let me know, because yeah, it's been a struggle for me, definitely. So yeah, I tried to put like multiple things back here. I decided to put like a flower arranging table back here, and then I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna put that in the greenhouse. So I do eventually move that, and the little table that came with cottage living actually is not like functional. It doesn't do anything. It's just for decoration. So yeah, I think I put that in the greenhouse as well, and then I just kind of move a few things around. Again, I know things are really choppy. Just bear with me. Hopefully it will fix itself. But here is when I decide to just put those windows back in, and I put a door in, and then I put a little pathway from the patio to the greenhouse. And I don't know, I just think it's like a nice little area for her, and I feel like maybe they sit outside and then they can go inside and rearrange their flowers that they're going to take with them to go sell in Finchwick. And by the way, this is in downtown Finchwick. It is like the first lot, I believe, that you kind of see across from the store. So this is in Finchwick, and yeah, I don't know, I just felt like that was a really good, proper place for Miss Crumplebottom to be. So let me know what you guys think. Like, where would you put her? Would you put her like out in the country? I kept thinking that she would get like a really proper manor, like a, I don't know, I just pictured her in like a really proper, like, I don't know, like a really proper English like manor cottage kind of thing. But yeah, so I create the pathway back here, and then I think I end up putting a tree back here, and then I use one of the debug menu. It's like from a tractor, and it has like flowers on it. I think I pulled it out from the debug menu later, but I put that, yeah, there it is. Excuse me. It is so pretty. I love it so much. I put a little tree back here, and I just kind of leave that area because I feel like just that alone, like the little decoration, it just looks so good. So I do eventually kind of walk away from the back patio because yeah, I couldn't figure it out. I struggled. I put a picnic table out here. I did put like chairs and teapots, and I go back and forth between like one of the corner seats that we got with Parenthood possibly. And yeah, I struggle with like some wood seats, and I was like, those are going to be really uncomfortable. And yeah, so it was just a struggle, and I think I do eventually like walk away from it and start working on the inside, and then I do come back to it. But again, even when I come back to it, it's not, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the end result. It's just not cluttered. It's very simple. And at first, I was like, I don't know about that. But then I was like, you know what? I feel like that's how Mrs. Crumplebottom, Miss C, would have her house be. You know, I feel like her house would be, or her patio would be very formal, very like simple. And I do love this. Like, I love this combination right here. That corner patio with the coffee table looks so good, you guys. I think it looks so good. And but it wasn't fitting the vibe. Like, this was not the vibe. This is not what we were going for. And I end up getting rid of it, but it's so pretty. I actually kept thinking to myself, okay, I'm using that. Like, I'm going to be using that next time. So yeah, it's I don't know. It was an area that I struggled with. So I don't even quite know. I considered putting like an awning kind of over it, over the back, but I don't know. In the end, I'm really happy how it turned out because it's just simple. So I think here soon I start working on the living room and the kitchen, which I'm really excited for you guys. I do put what is that called? Yeah. Oh my goodness. A wash basin and a clothesline. That's the word I'm thinking of, because I do think that Miss C probably hangs her clothes out to dry, even though I think I put a washer and dryer in here. I can't quite remember, but yeah, I imagine that she washes her clothes like here. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, by the way. So the looks can be deceiving because this is actually a fairly large home. I end up redoing the upstairs a little bit, and how I created it is I created a room for Agatha. I created a room for Mrs. Crumplebottom, Mrs. C, and I created for each of them kind of like a hobby room. And so for Agatha, I feel like Agatha is really sweet. I don't know, because so Mrs. C in this game, she's an NPC. She's a different NPC than all of the others. You can add her to your family, but I've heard of a lot of people adding her to their family, and then what happens is like their game kind of glitches or they have some kind of issue with it. So she's not really meant to be played. She's not meant to really interact with so much aside from your interactions that you have while you're like shopping. Does that make sense? So like when you're at her little shopping stand, I think those are pretty much the only interactions you're supposed to have. So yeah, so it's kind of hard to tell what kind of personality Agatha has. I looked up some information on her. I didn't really get a lot of information on her. I don't think there is. And yeah, I just kind of imagined her to be a sweet person. I think she really likes to knit, whereas I think Mrs. C, I think she likes to cross stitch. So I think Mrs. C likes to cross stitch, Agatha likes to knit, and then they both are really, really passionate about growing their flowers. So that was kind of the personality that I thought of, but you guys can certainly change it. So basically what I did is I give Agatha a knitting or like a little craft space, and so it's very, very bright, very different from the rest of the house. And I give Mrs. Crumplebottom kind of a more, Mrs. C, kind of a more formal office area, and you guys will see kind of how that's portrayed as we go about this build. But here in the kitchen, I love these new counters and countertops. I also love the wallpaper. It's so cute. Oh my goodness, it's so amazing. But I clutter up this kitchen quite a lot in here, and I do a little bit of rearranging in the living room, which I think I cut that part out. But I love cluttering up this kitchen, and I love how everything goes with the kitchen kit, the country kitchen kit. Like, it just fits so perfectly. And I mentioned in my last video that I know that the countertops and the cabinets are really close to the ones that we got with the country kitchen kit. I know that, but it doesn't really bother me much. I feel like they just all go together. By the way, I do end up having to move this casserole dish because the casserole dish on the stove inhibited the sim from being able to use the stove. So I do end up moving that off. So when you download this house from the gallery, it will not be on the stove, but your sims are still able to use the stove with the teapot, the tea kettle on it. So I thought that was really, really sweet. And oh, so I guess it's a pot that I put in here. Well, whatever it is, I had to move it off. So your sims just were not able to get to it. And then here on the back of the sink, I really liked this little pitcher here. I imagine she uses it to water her flowers, so I just put a little flower there on the edge of the sink because it's like right by the window, which I love to always put my sinks in front of the windows. So if you get, that's probably something you guys notice. Like, if you've watched me build my houses a lot, you probably notice that I always like put windows right behind my sinks. But yeah, so here I am moving that off. I play tested it and I was like, this is not like working at all, but having the tea kettle there works just fine. So I thought that was pretty cool because I do love to clutter things up. Actually, if you guys watched my last build, I'll put it in the description box so you guys can kind of check it out. But if you watched my last build, I put a bucket of potatoes in that farm sink, almost as if your sim was like cleaning the potatoes off, and the sink still worked, and I was so happy about that because you guys know, like, I love cluttering my houses so much, especially my kitchens are some of my favorite rooms to make in the Sims. So yeah, so here I am just cluttering up a little bit more. I wanted to put, even though she's a very proper sim, I imagine she has kind of like that old, more like grandma vibe. So I feel like she had just a lot of like clutter items around. I feel like she's got, you know, like her bread basket and just little basins and everything hanging out. I struggled with these like little pictures. I wanted to put the poster board or the little tack board. I'm not sure exactly what it's called there, but I do think I end up moving it. I also put a little table here in the corner, so you guys will see I do a little bit of rearranging because the window wasn't working out. And I also imagine that Mrs. C has a cat, so I do decorate this for a cat, and I end up moving all of that as well. So you guys will see, either if you don't see in the video, you'll see in the screenshots how I kind of adjusted the kitchen, and I really like it because I end up putting a little table with 2 seats here in the corner. So I'm really excited to share that part with you. But yeah, here we are just kind of finishing up cluttering, and I wanted to put a ton of these little, what are they called, post-it notes. They're not post-it notes. Why can't I think of anything tonight? I don't know. Anyways, I wanted to put a bunch of them around, just kind of showing that maybe they've traveled a lot. I don't really know the full story of Mrs. C, so maybe she's obviously been to a lot of places, right? Because when she was younger, you know, she lived in, what is the name of that town? I don't even remember the name of the town from Sims 3, but anyways, here I am working on the living room and the entranceway. What I really like about this wallpaper is we got 2 wallpapers, and the flowers face one way on one wallpaper, and then on the other wallpaper it faces another way, so you can kind of alternate them. So it gives it a little bit of a different look, which I really like. I do fix those flowers that are poking out. Or at least I cover them up. I don't quite remember, but I know sometimes that, like, it drives me crazy, so I know it definitely probably drives other people crazy as well. But I did struggle a lot with the living room, especially the layout, and that's where I end up changing a lot of things, which I don't remember if I cut that. Apparently I didn't cut it out, but yeah, so I end up just like adjusting the stairs and moving things because I just didn't have enough room, I felt like. And I make the entranceway a little bit smaller, and I just move the stairs over some. So I also cut off the entranceway from, like, when you're in the foyer to get to the kitchen, I close that off. So I don't know, I feel like it turns out good in the end, but sometimes when you have just a square house, you probably think that those are really easy to do layouts on, but those are actually some of the hardest houses to do layouts with because it's literally just a square. So you try to like do something unique, and it just, I don't know, like those are the hardest houses to do layouts. So here I am just adjusting that, and yeah, I have to like take everything down upstairs so I can like move the stairs, and it was a little bit hectic, but I'm glad that I did because I really enjoy how it turns out in the end, especially being able to put that little table in the kitchen. I thought that was perfect. So yeah, you can see I don't put a entrance from the foyer into the kitchen, and I end up putting a little table there instead. And then in the foyer, it doesn't really lead to anywhere other than the living room and the dining room, and I felt like that was okay. So I don't know, I feel like it's pretty realistic, right? So I've seen foyers where they don't really like lead anywhere other than like, you know, like the 2 side rooms. So I don't know, I felt it was okay. So over here is well, it's the living room still, but I put these 2 chairs back up against the wall and make kind of like a little reading nook. By the way, I love the floral pattern on those chairs. They're just so good. I love it so much. And then over here, I create kind of like a little knitting area for Agatha, or cross stitch area, I can't remember. I think this is like a little knitting area for her, and I just thought it was like really sweet. Like, I kind of imagine that Agatha and Mrs. C, like, I feel like they argue a lot. Let me know what you guys think. But I feel like they kind of like argue with each other a lot. Like maybe they get on each other's nerves, and I don't know. It's just like one of those like things where they've like lived together. They're both kind of like old and grumpy, and they're just always on each other's nerves. It reminds me of, if you guys watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, have you ever seen the episode where they're like the gang is like filming their moms like secretly at home? It kind of reminds me of that. Like they're always like arguing with each other. I don't know. That's kind of the vibe that I get. But let me know what you guys think about Agatha and Mrs. C, because I don't know. I feel like they're constantly arguing with each other, and they definitely have very contrasting personalities for sure. Like I feel like Agatha is very laid back. She's very sweet, probably very soft spoken, and maybe she like things don't bother her as much, whereas I feel like Mrs. C is very prim and proper, and she's very uptight, and I feel like she's more like type A, so I feel like they probably get on each other's nerves sometimes. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. So yeah, again, going back to the living room, I really struggled with it. I kept adjusting this, and I was like asking my husband, like, does this look even to you? Like, what's wrong with, like, it just, something about it felt wrong. And I do eventually go back and add some like shelving on the wall behind the couch. I feel like it kind of opened it up a little bit more, but I couldn't decide what side I wanted this couch on. And then I was like, I hope that the Sims can like walk through it. And in the end, it turned out really good. They were able to walk through it. Everything works. By the way, it is play tested. So yeah, so on to my favorite room now. I love this room because of how bad it looks. It is like contrasting patterns and colors galore, but it is like contrasting in a good way. I don't know how to explain it. Reminds me of total grandma vibes in here for sure. So I use these old chairs. I think I end up, yeah, these are the chairs that I keep, and I love this like green, and then I take, I believe, like red on the walls, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's just so good. I love it. It's such a small room, but I feel like it just makes such a statement in the house, and it's cozy in a way. It's very like cozy and inviting in a way. So yeah, I'm really excited. I like these stands, or not stands, what are they, like little china cabinets, I guess, that we got with Cottage Living. I think they're super cute. And here I was trying to use these shelves, and I end up putting them above this table in the kitchen, and I actually like it because I put a few things on the table afterwards. But I wanted to use these little china cabinets in here because I was just really trying to, I don't know, just kind of like fill it up. It's a very small space, but it works out in the end. So yeah, I think I do end up leaving, yeah, I end up leaving a chair in here, and I was kind of going for green. And then when I get everything on the walls, like, you guys will see, it just, I don't know, it comes together, but in a really weird way. So yeah, I don't know, I really like it. Like, I totally have a dining room like that. I actually had a friend who used to have a dining room kind of like that, and like she, like in her house, she had an old house, and like they had like wallpaper everywhere, and it just reminds me of that. But it's like cozy. I don't know, I'm kind of just rambling, but yeah, so here I am just trying to find some different curtains. I've been having this weird curtain glitch where they like sink into the floor, and I'm not sure if that means that like you can see them in the like floor below it. So like if you're on the top floor, like can you see them in the floor below? I don't know, but it's been really annoying. So here I am working on the wallpaper, and I actually kept switching back and forth because, again, I was like asking my husband, like, what do you think? And I think he told me the other color, and I was like, no, I really like this. And so that's how it turned out. So yeah, here we are going to the upstairs. By the way, I did not record myself doing any of the bathrooms because the video is already long enough, but I do record myself doing Agatha's room and Mrs. C's room, and I think both of their hobby rooms. So I also forgot to record myself doing the greenhouse, so you guys can kind of see it's just like magically completed. But there's the greenhouse. I totally forgot about that, but yeah, so I also don't understand how people make like really short videos, because I can like do a whole house and it's really long, even if I cut things out and I'm like, what am I doing that's like, I don't know, because I feel like if I make my video speed any faster, it would like make you guys really dizzy. I don't know, let me know. Do you guys know, like, how do people like create whole houses and then still be able to like record everything. It doesn't make sense to me, but yeah. So upstairs we have, first I start working on Mrs. C's room, and again I wanted something really proper, and I saw that bed and I was like, oh, I really love it. And I do end up going with this like sunflower bed. I love this bed and I don't use it often. I also end up going with like a yellow theme and like light wood colors, and I'm not sure that that necessarily depicts her personality, because I kind of feel like she would go for like darker wood colors, but I don't know. In the end, I feel like it turned out really well, and it's really like clean and minimalist and just like put together, and I feel like that's exactly how Mrs. Crumplebottom is. So yeah, I end up putting a mirror in here and a chair, and then I do end up putting a few pictures in here, and then that's pretty much it. Like, there's not a lot in her room at all, but again, I kind of imagine her to be that way. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And Agatha's room is completely different. I love Agatha's room though, because it's kind of an odd shape, and I feel like it just came together really well. I move a few things around because sometimes it bothers me when the curtains like mesh into the bed, but I end up just pulling the bed away from the wall a little bit, and then here's where I was like, I don't know what I want to put on the walls, and I wanted kind of this accent wall, but then I was like, I don't know, and I do eventually like go with this, and I feel like even though they are lighter colors, I feel like it's very, very Mrs. Crumplebottom. I struggled finding some artwork. What do I end up putting up here? I don't even remember. It's been a while since I built this house. But yeah, I struggled with artwork because I was like, what kind of like artwork would she have? And I love this sunflower, and it was super bright, and I was like, oh, it looks so nice, but it's definitely not something she would have. So I decided I was going to put it in a bathroom. But yeah, I wanted to fill the walls up because they looked really bare, and maybe that's how like she would be. The two pictures that are hanging on the wall, I think I do go back and add another picture, but I don't remember what it is. So moving on to Agatha's room, I wanted her room to be really pretty, and her hobby room, which is the craft room, is very pastel because I used the, what's the craft kit? What's the craft expansion pack? I can't remember, but is that the one where you got nifty knitting? Yeah, I think so. So like I used a lot of the nifty knitting stuff, and I just wanted to use really bright and light colors in here. I felt like it just kind of captured her super sweet personality. I think she likes to read. Again, I don't know much about Agatha, but I did put links down below, so if you guys want to check it out, maybe you can find some more information on Agatha, but I didn't know much about her, and I think this is the first time she's actually appeared. So, oh, I don't show you guys the hobby rooms. Well, they will be in the screenshots for sure, so be sure to check that out. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry for some of the technical issues that we had, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out the screenshots because there is a lot that I cut out, but I will see you guys later. Bye.